There's some VR porn thing going on. So.
It's like a.
I think I've seen that before. Highly amusing.
My hand's just fine. Like, just fine. I have no real interest in, like, even, like, what are those called?
Fleshlight?
Yeah, that's it. Fleshlights and stuff like that. I'm like, nah.
Yeah, I've never been motivated to do it, so...
Masturbate?
No, not masturbate. I've been very motivated to do that. And actually, we should, like, do this in post-show, but I guess we could...
We could just say we're in post-show.
We're in post-show. Not masturbate, but get an aid for that. Like, no, I'm good. I've got this covered. I've got like so many years of experience. I got this covered, guys.
So I haven't done it before, but now I'm just like, I'm gonna real quickly do some napkin math at how much experience I have. So
napkin math?
Yeah, napkin math. Say 20. Let's just round it to 20 years. It's over 20 years. Let's just say 20 years.
20 years.
Twice a day.
I have to ask.
That's an average
day.
Okay, I have to ask. Are you just counting masturbation, or is this also including partnered sex?
The masturbation.
Come on, it's Ryan.
I just wanted to know where the numbers were coming from.
The masturbation number so overshadows any partnered sex number that I would have that, I mean, it's not going to skew the number very much. So,
just wanted to know.
So 700 by, 7,000, 14,000 times.
What the fuck are you talking about, Ryan?
I've probably masturbated 14,000 times.
Okay. That seems reasonable.
This year.
Did you have a point or you were just bragging?
No, you said experience. I'm like, I have a lot of experience.
Right, but I mean, you get to know. I mean, like, I'm just like, could a fleshlight be better than like? I don't think so.
It's not that it's necessarily.
I wish Reb were here.
Better. It's just that it's a different novel sensation.
Experience.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe.
Sometimes you just need to shake things up.
Now we're into shake weights or something. I don't know. Like, okay, wait. Twice a day, there has to be a lot of days with zero jerking off. So that means not a lot of days.
No, there's not a lot of days with zero jerking.
No sick days?
Some,
but not a lot.
Not a lot.
It's not going to skew the numbers, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and
those days off.
I mean, there are definitely days with a way higher number.
Right?
There are days when I didn't have shit to do. There was really nothing good on TV.
Summer vacation in high school when I didn't have a job.
Yes. So what are we going to talk about in post-show other than how many times I've jerked off?
I think let Chesney talk about her thing because I have to go take care of the thing. You guys talk for like 15 minutes or whatever. I apologize, but I have to go take care of the thing.
Okay.
So we now know that Christian's euphemism for using the restroom is go take care of a thing. But we were talking about unsolicited genital pics earlier, and so I felt the need to share this story, and I'm not going to name names because I don't want to embarrass the guy. It was partly my fault, and I can't believe I'm actually saying this as a woman that received an unsolicited dick pic. But he was just one of the guys that you kind of are friends with on Facebook. Like, you've seen him post a few things, but you don't really know him very well. And I, on my Facebook page, have lots of pictures of my reptiles. Because... Is
that a euphemism for something?
Well, apparently...
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, apparently he messaged me with the phrase, would you like to see my lizard? And you being
a reptile nerd.
Thinks he's so clever, right?
Yeah, and again, I'm assuming he's seen my profile, so I'm like, oh, look, another reptile enthusiast, of which there are many, thank you. And so...
No, but real ones.
Yeah. And so I'm like, oh, sure, cool. And next thing I know, in the instant messenger on Facebook pops up this penis, and it's like he zoomed in. That's all there was in this picture. And I'm sitting here going, oh shit, I'm at work.
Oh, and you were on Wi-Fi.
No, Gilman knows better.
So I'm sitting here and I just kind of stare at this for a while, and I'm like, how do I politely tell him that this was not what I was expecting? I mean, he asked first. Oh god! And so, like an idiot, I'm just like, well, that's very lovely, but I was actually expecting a bearded dragon.
Oh,
Right, so sad.
Yeah, so I think we were both embarrassed, and he kind of went away. But it's like, how often does that happen where there's actually like an inquiry, like, "Hey, may I send you a picture of my penis?" And it's just like,
There's usually not warning.
See, but he was using a euphemism and was, I think, clearly misrepresenting the picture he was about to send you in order to get a yes.
I don't know that he's that smart.
He knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
You think?
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just be so.
Yeah, see, if it had been snake, then I would have probably thought penis first. But I've never heard it called a lizard.
Sure.
I guess I have.
I mean, I've heard drain the lizard, but I've never.
See, you've
There
heard
you
it being
go.
called
Well,
a lizard.
I
You
know,
what
but-
it is.
Like I said, that's just not normally how I've heard it anyway.
I think we've had a similar discussion of this before, but I've never sent an unsolicited dick pic. I have sent reciprocal pictures.
Yeah.
Not really sure whether or not she wanted them.
God.
I'm like,
Seemed like it was leaning
was,
that way, so yeah.
I'm like, I've already gotten some pictures, and I'm like, I don't really have anything to show off. I mean, all right.
Sure,
I'm
why
like-
not?
But I mean, we had this discussion. You don't think like the vagina looks all that great. I don't think the penis looks all that great. I'm
Y'all
like,
are so both wrong. Both y'all are wrong.
no,
Okay.
I really think the penis looks awkward, and maybe it's just mine.
I will flat out admit, I am bisexual. I've had both, and I very much enjoy both. But objectively speaking, I don't see them on the same level as like art, the way some people do. And
See, I do, and I've had both because I'm bisexual, so I've seen both, and yes, I enjoy both, and pictures too. But none have really been unsolicited. It's been a long time. I mean, I've been married a long time, so.
Are you saying that being married reduces the rate of unsolicited dick pics?
Well, yeah, because my Facebook is different. You know what I mean? Like, it's more. It's got our Arturo all over it, so
yeah.
it has reduced the numbers a lot.
Did anybody? This is kind of off topic, but there was a news article floating around. I don't know if it was BuzzFeed or what, of a woman in England that responded beautifully to an unsolicited dick pic. She posted a review of a restaurant, and another person that was on that same page to review the restaurant immediately sent her a dick pic.
Oh yeah, I saw this one.
What?
Yeah. Oh, and it was beautiful. So she responded with a dick pic of her own. She just went like all the gay porn sites ever and just started spamming him like every 5 minutes with a dick pic.
I think she said they were just all dick pics she'd been sent.
Maybe it was that.
Even better, right?
And the exchange, of course, I'm sitting here going, why the hell would you continue talking to this woman if... I don't know why he was not smart enough to just get the message, but he kept trying to defend himself, saying, oh, I was just being nice. She goes, oh, this is a nice thing, right? Here, have some more. And, and it was so funny. He just went on and on and on, and he was getting so pissed off, and I'm just cracking up over here. And I think everybody should try it.
What? Sending people dick pics?
Sending dick pics in response to unsolicited
Yes.
dick pics.
You've all
could
been put
totally
on
do that.
notice, by the way, chat room. Await your dick pics tonight.
Well, the other thing we were supposed to talk about was Christian. So that's not going to happen.
I got blessed this weekend.
Well, good for you, Missy.
Did you get Alfredo noodles?
No,
Oh.
I got like the full-on cross on my forehead. Pretty stupid, but I went to my great aunt's funeral. It was a Catholic funeral mass on Sunday, and so my madrina, my godmother, was in there, and she was sitting towards the front. Arturo and I went, and we just sat in the back row. We just sit there through the whole mass. We don't do the standing and kneeling and hymns and all that. We just sit there.
They actually prefer that if you're not Catholic, not to participate.
Yeah, so we
that's
just
fine.
we just sit in the back row, and we just sat there the whole mass, because it's my aunt and I loved her a lot. I remember, back in the day, whatever. And so I was waiting outside the front. Arturo took off to the restroom before we got in the cars to actually go to the cemetery. And I was standing there and I saw my madrina. Well, I didn't catch her before she went in. So she came up to me and she gave me a big hug. And then she kind of did this sign of the cross on my forehead with her thumb. And I didn't realize what it was because she's never done this. I mean, I'm 36. She's never done this in my life before. She obviously, I think she knows I'm an atheist because my whole family does.
Mhm.
It's on Facebook. It's out there.
It's
so,
not a secret.
yeah. So she did that, and she was like, "Oh, you look so good. It's so nice to see you." And she did that, and at first I was like, "Oh, I have something on my forehead." I literally thought, "Oh, I have something on my forehead." And then Arturo came out, and we got in the cars, went to the cemetery, and like halfway through the drive, I was like, "I think she made a sign across my forehead." I was like, "That's weird."
But okay, I'm confused because I was raised Catholic, and I didn't think that the laity had that kind of power.
They don't have superpower
Yeah.
now.
But I guess I don't know what she was
Someone
trying
should
to
tell her
prove.
priest she's usurping his position.
Right.
To her, it's just like, dude, that just totally happened, like,
So I'm assuming you've been to both, which are
both ways.
not worst, but which one is more tedious, a Catholic funeral or a Catholic wedding? Because I've only been to Catholic weddings, and they're fucking tedious.
Well, this was probably the worst Catholic funeral I've been to.
Yeah.
I don't think my aunt went to mass much, so
Okay.
the priest didn't know her, so he was trying to stretch it out and like trying to like talk to the people in the front row,
Like-
my cousins
Like
and stuff.
general thing about old people.
Yes, like so I wasn't sad because I loved her and I knew her, and so it was fine. But
Mhm.
you could tell like they did it just because this is what we do. She was raised Catholic. Maybe she didn't go to church every Sunday, but this is what you do. You bury him Catholic.
Yeah.
So he tried to stretch it out into like, oh, she was this magnificent woman, and it's just like, no, she was just like the rest of us. I mean, she was awesome every time I saw her, and that was it. So it was a really bad funeral. I thought it was a really bad, as bad as that sounds. It was a really bad. It was, well, what he said was really bad.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? The casket was beautiful, and she
Yeah.
got buried
I
and
mean,
stuff, but
For me personally, I would definitely think the weddings are far worse because then they get into the mushy crap that they do with between the different parts of the Catholic Mass.
Yeah.
And the specific readings they pull out, and I'm just like,
so I guess it's been a couple, like 2 years or so that we've been to a Catholic wedding, and it was actually really nice. It was really a lot more laid back because I think that they realized everybody in there wasn't Catholic.
They have a light version,
So
Really?
which I
it
have
was-
yet to see.
It was actually pretty nice, and we did the same thing. Arturo, me, his sister, we just sat in the back and enjoyed it, and then enjoyed the reception and everything. Just casual. Nobody cared. Nobody stared at us. Nobody told us shit. But this one was really weird. And then, unfortunately, I went to my other aunt's funeral about 3 or 4 months ago. So it started off as the same exact speech, and then it just got weird, towards the end. So it was like this whole like, well, whether you're a believer or you're an atheist, you can't not admit you're not on a journey. And it's like, what?
There's a lot of words saying
Yes.
nothing.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. And then he went into if we decide that this is our only life because we're atheists, we're not going to go on to this like powerful afterlife or whatever, go on to the greater good. So it's our choice, and it's our fault that we just die, and that's it. And that's where it ends. And it's just like, what?
Dude, he
You
thinks
know-
you're more powerful than God.
It's apparently like I decided this was over, or
Yeah.
this is going to be over one day. And it's like, what? Oh,
yeah,
it
and
was
I
pretty
don't know
bad.
why they feel that is their time to hit the soapbox.
Yeah.
I attended a friend of mine's funeral for her grandfather many years ago, and I went because he was a nice man and I knew him, and it was the strangest thing. I don't think he was Catholic, so minister maybe, whatever you call him, stood up and did not talk about the man that had died at all.
Just did a sermon.
He did a sermon about how pissed off he was that now like 4 people out of 10 believe in evolution.
Oh dear.
Yeah, and he was staring, like, there was a row of, like, 3 or 4 of my friends and I, and he was just staring right at us the whole time and went on this big lecture that was basically anti-science. And I was so, like, pissed off for her on her behalf because it's like, dude, you have to, like, say something nice about the man that just died. That's your job, but...
So I have very strong feelings about, like, I don't want like a funeral, but I assume I'll have some kind of service when I die. However, I want absolutely 0 people there that didn't actually know me, or that at least I didn't have contact with. and that includes the person giving eulogies or whatever version of that atheist thing. Eulogies, that can be secular, sure. So I have a real problem with things like PD has said, where the priest, the pastor, knows absolutely nothing about the person. They haven't seen that person in 30 years, and it's not their fault necessarily, because people ask them to do it. But to get up there and try to say nice things about somebody that you haven't spoken to in 30 years, go ahead, try. Well, she breathed in and out until her very last day.
Yeah, and this is probably going to sound stupid, but I just found out that priests charge for the service.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they
Oh,
paid
no.
I'm sure
And
they paid
I don't know why that never occurred to me, because I'm just like, isn't that in the job description? But yeah, it was something my parents were bitching about because some scandal in their church, and there's always some scandal in their church, and they're talking about how much the priest charges, and I'm like, but didn't he go to school for that? Isn't that what he lives in that building that he's provided to do? And, you know, tax-free money that he...
One of the weirder things also, because it was unfortunately she passed away on a holiday weekend, so, and you know, she was 86. She had a wonderful life. She has great grandkids. You know, she was an awesome lady like that. They had Saturday afternoons is when they have confession. So they had the priest sitting in the confessional, and people like that had nothing to do with our family were going in and out of the confessional at the same time. So of course I was watching it because I wasn't paying attention to like the boring shit. So I was like, babe, that's confession, right? And he's like, I don't fucking know. Like, we haven't been to church in so long, we weren't totally sure, but they have like the lights that go on and off when somebody's in the
there?
confessional.
Yeah.
So I felt just, I don't know.
That's really sad.
Yeah.
They didn't at least partition it or something.
Yeah, like it was, you know, just in the huge church. I don't know.
That's super awkward.
Yes. And it's like they're just going in there. It's weird.
No, so I don't know about Catholic priests, but I know all about Lutheran ministers. And they are paid a salary by the church that they work for. And then when somebody wants a special service that is not included on the normal religious calendar. So this is my former father-in-law. He had to do every Sunday, twice a day. He had to do Bible studies once a week. He had to do all the special holiday stuff. And then that was it for him. Unless somebody wanted a wedding, somebody wanted a funeral, somebody wanted something. Oh, and baptisms were also part of his job. He didn't get paid extra for doing that stuff. Basically anything you can charge somebody for, he would either ask a fee or not ask a fee, depending. Like a lot of the times, if it was like an old person that died, he wouldn't ask a fee. Somebody might pay him anyway, but he wouldn't ask a fee. However, the building would charge a fee for the use of the building, which actually made sense because I saw our electric bills at that place.
Oh, I can imagine.
Just in summer months running the air conditioner.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, they do charge for the building use every time. But yeah, he would get fees. You know, you marry somebody, you make $400 or whatever it is. I don't know. You talk at somebody's funeral, you make $300 or whatever. So
yeah. Well, like I said, I'm not. God, it's been so long. But I was pretty sure the Catholic Church did the same thing. But it's a stipend from the church. Like I said, the building is provided. The rectory that they live in right next to the church.
Yep.
You know, they get a bunch of free stuff. So I'm sitting here going, didn't you take a vow of poverty?
We called it parsonage. Parsonage is the house that the pastor lived in.
Like I said, I don't know why I was surprised to hear that, because, you know, but I was.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, men of the cloth need money too.
I guess, right?
They all like to play golf and drink beer. Oh, wait, priests don't drink beer, do they?
Yeah, they do.
Okay, priests do drink beer. I don't know. I guess that's all we got for post shame. But got anything else?
Yeah, no, that was my only story I had.
Cool. Oh no, somebody didn't hit record there. Maybe we have post show. He pulled the hard drive. We've just been talking to you guys for no apparent reason. Oh, it'll be on YouTube. Okay, so thanks for stopping by for the post show, everybody. Remember to donate, patreon.com/Atheist Airwaves. You're already listening, so you know. All right, bye, everybody.
Bye.